Hey, this is Alex from Aplos. If you're a church or a nonprofit and are entering donations for the end of the year and you're not quite sure if you're doing it right, this video is for you. We're going to walk through some examples today on how to enter donations into your accounting for the end of the year. So let's get started. By the end of this video, you should feel comfortable entering your donations into Aplos for the end of the year while also adhering to accounting best practices. If you're ready for some more advanced things, check out the description below, and there you'll find a link to a year-end checklist. Now, before we move on, make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you won't miss any more videos like this one. Now, before we get into some examples, have you ever wondered who you need to give a contribution statement to? Your organization should send a contribution statement to any donor who has given $250 or more in the calendar year. These contribution statements should also be sent before January 31st. Now, that being said, most organizations opt to give a contribution statement to anyone that's donated because even if it's under $250, it's still a really good way to keep in touch with your donor database. So now let's get into year-end donations. So how do you handle contributions that are coming in where you may have received them after they were actually postmarked? Well, typically any donation will count for the year if it has been postmarked with the USPS postmark by December 31st. That means if you get something in the mail in January and it was mailed out in December, it is still December's donation, and so you can count it for that year's donations. If you get something the other way, where in January you got a check and it was mailed in January, that is now the new year's donation. So again, only donations that have been postmarked by December 31st will count in that prior year. For online donations, this goes by the processing date. So again, even if you get the money technically in January, if that transaction occurred and was processed in December, it counts as a December donation. So what about closing the books at the end of the year? Typically, in other accounting systems, you would accrue value in your income and expense accounts over the period of time, typically your fiscal year, or in this case, the calendar year. You would accrue value over there, and then you would have to enter some sort of journal entry or closing entry to remove the value from those income and expense accounts and roll that into the equity for the coming year. Now, with a fund accounting system, you would also then have to do that by fund. You would have to decrease income and expense accounts by fund and roll that into the fund's equity for the new year. If all of that sounds confusing and you don't want to do it, you're in luck. Aplos does it for you. There are no closing entries, no reversing entries, no adjusting entries needed at the end of the year for closing out your income and expense accounts. Aplos knows that a new year started, so it basically makes the assumption that all of that income and expense, net income, is a part of the new fund balance for the coming year, and then it starts over with your income statement for the new year. So again, no closing entries, no need. So there you have it. Today in this video, we covered the basics of year-end bookkeeping, accounting, and donations tracking. So what's next? If you have any more questions about year-end accounting tasks, check out the description below where we have a guide that you can check out. If you have any questions about year-end accounting that was not covered in this video, go ahead and leave a comment and I'd be happy to get in touch. Or if you're ready to get started with your own account that you can begin entering and generating contribution statements from, click the link right now and start your 15-day free trial of Aplos. Either way, subscribe for more content like this and we'd be happy to give it to you. See you next time.